Hello, I'm Pastor Joe, and I want to welcome you to Impacts. Impacts is a teaching series where I try to help nurture your faith in, your commitment to, and relationship with Jesus Christ. Well, this particular series that we're in right now is called Understanding the Bible. And I want to help you understand the various divisions and subdivisions and parts of the Bible so that as you're reading it, you will have a better understanding of what is going on. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the major prophets. So come on. Let's get started. Most of us know some basic facts about the Bible. We know that it is the Word of God and it is one book. Most of us know that there are 66 books within the Bible, that there are 39 Old Testament books and 27 New Testament books. We know that it can be divided into two major sections. But there are subdivisions within those sections so that we can then better understand what's going on by its style, its genre, and its purpose. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been talking about the Old Testament. Now remember that there are 4 divisions in the Old Testament. The first 17 books are known as the historical books. And within those 17 books, all of the history that encompasses the Old Testament is given to us. The next 5 books are the wisdom and poetry books. And then the last 2 divisions are the major prophets and the minor prophets. First, we need to think a little bit about what is a prophet. What is a prophet in the Old Testament? Well, God used prophets during the Old Testament times, particularly during moments of crisis. And He would use these prophets, speak through these prophets to bring direction and wisdom to His people, but also to remind them of their covenant promise, to remind them who they were. But another use of prophecy in the Old Testament by God is for self-revelation. As we see what God did and what God is about to do, we have a better understanding of His nature, His identity, and His relationship with His people. Now, I said that the last 2 subdivisions of the Old Testament are the major prophets and the minor prophets. So what is it that makes a major prophet? Is it that they are more important? Is it that they have achieved the big league and we hold them in higher esteem? Well, not really. The difference between the major and the minor prophets in the Old Testament has to do with the amount of text that they wrote, the length of their books. What I've been told is that all of the major prophetical books, all of the major prophet books, each one of them took more than one scroll to write. Therefore, they're called the major prophets. Now, there are 5 books in the major prophet section in the Old Testament. There's Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, and Daniel. So whenever you hear a preacher or a teacher or someone refer to the major prophets, know that it's one of those 5 books and that they are longer than the minor books. Well, my challenge to you this week is very similar to what I've been doing the last few. I want you to take a look at the major prophet books. Spend some time in there, skim some sections of it, get an idea of the message that these prophets are sharing and what's going on in the history of Israel. Well, look, I hope that you'll join me next week for the next Impacts video. We're going to be looking at the minor prophets. Before you go, I hope that you will take the time to like this video, share it with your friends and neighbors. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to encourage you to do so, and then you won't miss any new videos that I may post. Well, look, until we gather again, may God's blessings be with you.